Friends, you're welcome back to our next presentation about the research and how we can enjoy writing research dissertation. Remember the last time we talked, it was about coming up with a topic and as well coming up with the statement of the problem. Right now, I want to take you through what we call the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework in academic research is very, very vital. It's very important because, like I say, it's the pivot of the whole research. You get it wrong, you're going to get everything wrong. Now, there are some scholars who do not use conceptual frameworks in their research work. But let me tell you this. Like I said before, I want to simplify research to the extent that even your grandmother who didn't go to school can be able to understand what we are talking about. Now, a conceptual framework is actually a pictorial or graphical kind of presentation of what you understand you're going to be doing in the research. Simply, it clarifies about the variables you are going to use in research. These variables we talked about are basically the dependent variable that is going to depend on the other variables, which we call independent variables. But sometimes there could also be what we call extraneous variables. Now, but let me talk about the variables that we had last time as an example. Remember, we had employee performance, and the problem was there was poor employee performance. So therefore, we need to find out how do you relate employee performance with other variables we talked about, and that was employee engagement and motivation. You could just have a look at this conceptual framework of ours, wherein we have in blue color in the last box as the employee performance. And so therefore this is what we call the dependent variable. What it means is that it's going to depend on the other two variables that you can see there as employee engagement and motivation. So therefore, this is the pivot of the whole research. It's going to help us to generate a few other things. This conceptual framework will help us to generate the objectives of the study, from which we shall have the research questions, and it's also going to help us to generate the whole of chapter 2, and that is literature review. So study this well because it's the pivot of our research. How do you conceptualize what you're going to do? And so therefore, how are you planning to write your research? Remember, we used this very conceptual framework to generate the research topic or title, wherein we had the effect of motivation on employee performance. Or we could just, like we gave an example the other time, that we could have employee engagement and motivation on employee performance in organizations. So you see, we can have a number of topics generated from this one conceptual framework. So therefore, next time I'm going to be talking to you about how you can generate research objectives from this conceptual framework. Thank you.